In this tutorial, I'm going to show you how to manipulate the primitive shapes to make a model that you want. First thing we're going to do is create a sphere. Let me just delete this. Now we have a sphere. Let's zoom in. Now, we're currently in what's called object mode. So if you right click, you'll see we have many modes. We have edge, object mode, UV, multi, face, and vertex. If you hover over a drop down, we'll go into it and you can progress like this through the drop downs. Some having a very large amount, perhaps going on forever. So object mode is where you select objects like this to move them around. We're going to try once you select an object, you can go to vertex mode. We now have every vertex of the primitive shape selected. So now we can move individual vertexes to get the desired shape we want. So I'm going to, for instance, highlight a bunch of vertex like this, click the move tool, and I can push them out like this. Now if you rotate around the sphere, you'll see it looks like this. And going back to object mode, it'll show a smooth representation of the sphere. So we kind of gave it a goiter or a tumor. So now, if you're not selecting anything and you right click, you'll get this select tool or complete tool or select all. So first click the thing, then you can go to one of these modes. So let's try edge mode. In edge mode we can select the edges. Here I'm selecting the entire left side of the sphere, and we can move the edges now. Each tool has its own place to get the desired effect you want. You can see now all the edges are selected, when previously we had only the vertexes selected. To go back to object mode, deselect the object and rotate around to show you what happened. I'm now going to select the object, right click, and let's do face mode. Face mode lets you select these faces. A face being something enclosed by edges, and an edge being a line between vertices. So here we can push a face out or in and move it around, getting this effect. Kind of like an airplane wing. Back to object mode so we can look at it. It's looking pretty cool now. Now, I come from an engineering background, so I would be very precise when moving stuff around. But in Maya, it's all about the way it looks. So this is actually fine if you were to do some kind of modeling like this. But there are techniques we'll go over eventually, such as chopping off half of the model and mirroring it to get that symmetric perfection we all desire in making very aesthetic models. I'm going to select face mode again and extrude a few more of these wing type things. So here we have a rudimentary propeller. Very interesting kind of sci-fi or a torpedo background, or the back of a torpedo rather. There's some very strange spaceship. It actually looks pretty cool. I might even use this for something. Huh, I actually like it. What do you know? So one more thing you can do is you can go to face mode and you can delete faces. So let's delete a few faces from the front. I'm going to select this one and press delete. You can see it now makes a hole in the model. This is useful for when you want to connect two shapes together. I'll show you how to do this. Here I'm going to create a cube. And now to make sure we can perfectly align these, here's a trick. Press spacebar. You now have the 4 viewport mode. So if you want to do a top view, we put the cursor in the top Y panel and press spacebar again very quickly. We now are in the top view, and we can only move things in X and Z. So here is the cube. We want it to be right about here. Press spacebar again. Now we're in the multi-viewport. Go to front Z. Now we can align it in Z. We want it to be right here, right in front, because we're going to attach them. Now going to the side view. Make sure it's the right distance away. Move it to the left a little bit. That should be sufficient. I like to return to the 3D view. And I'm going to delete this front face. So here we have the cube selected. Right click, face mode. Delete this face. Right click again, vertex mode. Right click again for this one, vertex mode. So we now want to combine these two together. So we can't currently do that because these are two individual objects. So we need to merge them together. So select both of them, go to Edit Mesh, and Merge. Just joking, that's the wrong command. We're going to go to Mesh Tools and Connect. We now have only one object. Object mode. Ha! I lied again. We're going to do Mesh Combine. That's the correct one. There we go. Now they're one shape. You see now when I select it, they're the same. Those 3 commands sound very similar, so it's very important to know how to distinguish them. Once again, the correct one was Mesh Combine. And if you want to separate them, Mesh Separate. Like so. We now have 2 shapes again. But let me recombine them for this next thing we're going to do. Combine. At first I definitely struggled between those 3 terms, so a little joke on my part. Hope you guys enjoyed that. Without further ado, let us combine them. So they're now combined. We're going to go to vertex mode. You can see I kind of carved out a square here. So we can combine. You can see that we have a 3x3 grid of vertices here and only a 2x2 here. So the way we can remedy that is we're going to go to edge mode, select these edges by holding shift and clicking them all, the 4 on the face here. We're going to go to edit mesh. We want to add vertices. Perhaps it's in mesh tools. Maybe in mesh. Leave a comment below if you know how to do this. We want to add a vertex. Where could it be? I feel my credibility going out the window right now. I once knew this. General, this is how we learn, my friends. This is how we learn. Add wouldn't be in there. Edit mesh. Add divisions. There it is. We're going to add 1 division to all of them. Excellent. Now you can see it has 2. Let's return to vertex mode. We're going to stitch this together. So holding shift and selecting the 2 you want to combine, we're now going to go to mesh, edit mesh, connect. Nope. Edit mesh, merge. There we are. Merge. Edit mesh. Merge. Edit mesh. Merge. So you can get this one. Edit mesh. Merge. 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 We now have a joined shape. I have attached the cube to this strange airplane looking ship thing, and now it kind of looks like it has a strange box attached to it. So that is how you combine two shapes. You need to ensure that it has the same number of subdivisions in each edge you are combining, and then you stitch them together point by point, or rather vertice by vertice. So that is the end of this tutorial. Let's go to object mode and look at our gaze upon our beautiful creation. Looks a bit strange, but it's okay. It's for knowledge. I'm going to ask you now to like, subscribe, comment, share the video on social media if possible. This is Moop Online, the standard of game development and design. I look forward to taking you to the top. The ultimate goal of this channel is to teach you how to make an MMORPG from scratch. So without further ado, good day to you and good luck.